Oh wait, no longer. Greatness has arrived. Welcome to episode 319 of The Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. I'm your host, Joseph, aka Mr. Badbit, and it is here where me and my best friend Kyle talk about the latest, the greatest in all things PlayStation. Of course, this week, we're talking all about Final Fantasy XVI State of Play, dreams being ended, and what makes a good remake, and so much more. But with all that said and with all that out of the way, the greatest co-host, whoever is, whoever will be, Mr. Kyle Stevenson, how are you, sir?
I want to start off by saying, how dare you, Joe?
Why? Was it my Barcelonan accent when I said PlayStation?
Nope.
I said PlayStation?
I am so tired of you withholding information from me.
What?
And I am so sick and tired that you've kept this a secret for so long.
A secret?
How dare you not tell me that football is life? How dare you not tell me the joys of Ted Lasso?
Oh my goodness, yes!
You're the worst human in the world.
Yes!
Keeping this away from me. I caught all the way up. I'm
100%.
I watched this week's episode already. We're good to go.
Okay, let's stop this PlayStation talk. Let's talk about the greatest show that ever is.
Took me 2 days. You were right. It flew by. Eastern night. I had a really terrible headache.
Yeah.
I couldn't play a game. It's like, you know what? Let me see what this is all about.
Yeah. I
heard great things, obviously, from Joe and other people.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good show. It's pretty good. It's not the best thing since sliced bread, but it's pretty good.
All right. Yeah, I'll take pretty good.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite character?
Oh my God. I mean, Danny Rojas is pretty fantastic.
I love Danny so much.
I actually really, really, really love Keely.
Yep. She's great.
Keely's amazing. But I think my favorite is Coach Beard.
Coach Beard, especially this season, he's getting weirder.
His solo episode might be my favorite episode of the whole show.
Oh, really? I love to hear that. My favorite character is Rebecca. I think she's written so well. And then right after her, I think, would be Ted by default, because I think he does a great job of elevating all the other characters. Mm-hmm. But I love Roy so much.
Roy's great.
Yeah, Roy's
pretty great.
Roy's a gosh dang gem. I love that you're into Ted Lasso now. I'm very excited.
Yeah. Now, if you would, I don't know,
what?
Watch one of the things or play one of the things that I love, that'd be great.
I watched the Harry Potter.
How many times do I have to come on here and tell you to watch Critical Role Vox Machina on Amazon?
I've watched
the whole thing.
Okay.
Not just 1 or 2 episodes.
Fine.
You son of a...
Whoa, okay, fine. I will watch next week. I will watch the rest of season 1 of Vox Machina.
Okay. Even though season 2's already out and done, but
is it already out and done?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm giving you how many minutes per episode of Vox?
They're like 25, 30 minutes.
How many episodes are there?
I want to say 10.
Okay. Well, I mean, a friend's coming up from North Carolina. I want to see him and wave hello. So I think I could get one season done.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. I like the animation. It reminds me of classic like WB back in the day, like Justice League almost. You know. All right. You know what? You're a real son of a gun.
Friendship goes one way, I guess, here on the show.
Wow. All right. I'm going to do my best.
No, you take your time. It's whatever. I don't want to be that kind of person.
And listen, speaking about doing our gosh dang best here, Kyle, this episode is a day late. And as of recording, the Final Fantasy XVI State of Play hasn't happened yet. Right? No. So we'll be recording our reactions live. Of course, link down below, twitch.tv/PS Trophy Room. So you can catch the next time we do one of these State of Play reactions. It'll probably be the showcase reaction. But we're recording it a little bit early so that once the Final Fantasy episode or State of Play rolls out, we can just have the episode ASAP to your feeds as it goes or drops live, probably at like 8 o'clock the that night. So that said, right now, as of recording, we don't know anything about Final Fantasy 16, but we're going to make a smart little edit near the end where we'll get our updated thoughts on what we've seen from the state of play. And if you want, a spoiler-free thing, don't worry. It's timestamp so you could skip ahead or behind it. So, you don't have to get all the juicy goodness that is Final Fantasy 16 if you want to go completely blind. So, that said, our first question to kind of warm us up this week comes from our good friend Jose. Ask what, not why. They write in, my dudes, this will be the first state of play that I sit out, only because I do not want any more Final Fantasy 16. I love surprises, and I don't like to watch trailers for things I already know I'm going to throw my money at. This isn't just video games, but movies and TV shows as well. I did get to thinking, though, what if at the end of the state of play, Square announces that the date or the release date is actually changing? Not a delay, but an available today or available later this week / month.
Ooh-wee.
Surprising us all with an early release. A pie in the sky dream. I know, but a girl can dream. Or maybe it's just my COVID brain I'm battling. I got COVID, y'all. Sincerely, Jose COVID positive Jimenez.
First of all, feel better, Jose.
Feel better, my man. And
messed up.
I love, he's taking it in stride because he posted in the question feed of the Barbie,
yeah. This Barbie is panini press that he got COVID.
Love it. Drink your fluids.
Yes.
Take your ibuprofen. That helped. Yep. Gatorade. Mm-hmm. The whole nine.
Pedialyte ice pops are a game changer. Just saying.
I wish I knew those were a thing when I had it. Yeah. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. That said, it makes me think about state of plays. We often get these pie in the sky expectations for them, and 9 times out of 10, they're not the things we want because we get so bold with our predictions. But oftentimes, PlayStation or Xbox, whoever does the direct this week, usually puts the expectations out there. And Sony could not be more plain Jane about it. They're saying this is a 20-minute long Final Fantasy deep dive. So we're going to see gameplay. We're going to probably see more characters. We're going to see something that's going to make our eyes water, our mouths boil. I don't know. So Kyle.
Whoa, boil. Oh,
boil.
no.
I don't know. I thought mouths water and eyes glisten. That said, let's throw a little pie in the sky prediction here, Kyle. Let's join Jose. Let's get a little nuts. So Kyle, again, as of right now during this show, we don't know anything about Final Fantasy 16.
Certainly do not.
What is your pie in the sky prediction, sir?
And also, just to be clear, it's 20 minutes of Final Fantasy 16 gameplay.
Yep.
So don't expect Rebirth. Don't expect anything else Final Fantasy related. This is all going to be about 16.
Yeah.
Here's where I'm a bit confused about this whole state of play.
Okay.
We just got PAX East deep dive-ish, right?
Yep.
We know about the collector's editions and the deluxe editions.
I got the deluxe, baby.
Same. I got 2 steelbooks because I pre-ordered it through Best Buy.
Same.
We've seen a decent amount of it.
Yeah.
I'm really confused as to what kind of surprises they will be. Is it just like I'm thinking like a Days Gone gameplay-esque kind of trailer where they're just playing the game for 20 minutes?
That's what I'm thinking.
I don't expect a ton of new information.
Yeah.
I think it's just going to be get excited, y'all. Here's more. Look at this combat. Devil May Cry. Does it remind you of that? It's pretty cool. Here are the icons fighting in the distance. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. What else they could really show?
See, yeah, what else have they been hiding? And at what point do they just say, let's just wait till release?
Right.
We're showing it too much. Because that was an issue with, I feel like 15.
Yeah.
15 was shown off way too much.
I mean, Forspoken, Deathloop, that was memed how many times we saw it.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think we've seen it. There's even some funny memes. I think Push Square put out an article going, enough. We're excited for Final Fantasy 16. You don't have to convince the world. We're here for it. I just think that they want one spot to show you everything in context, right? Because so far we've seen, I think the hardcore fans have seen a lot of it, don't get me wrong, but for the casual observers like myself, we've seen a lot of things out of context or in snippets. Like you'll see a blog post about some combat, we'll get a gif of traversal and him going through a cave and everybody being upset about it, or squeezing through a tight crevice and getting upset about it. I think this is like, hey, here's 20 minutes akin to Ghost of Tsushima State of Play, akin to even Hogwarts Legacy State of Play or Lazarus State of Play, going, hey, this is a deep dive into a partnered title that we have poured a ton of money into and also development time into. Here it is, totally out of context of what you can experience through, an early on chapter or midway through point, so that some of the questions I think you had or some of the doubts that you had, some question marks maybe last week where you're like, yeah, everything looks nice, but it also seems kind of barren. Like maybe...
with the world.
With the world itself, maybe those questions get answered. And I think there is no better time to get those things answered than before the slew of what we're going to get, like Jedi Fallen Order, Diablo, and all that jazz. Yep. Mm-hmm. So I think it's a good PR moment for them to tap into, saying, hey, we just got the Jedi Fallen Order thing. We have a moment here that we can capitalize on and get people excited for.
Yeah.
That said, though, Kyle, they didn't say it'll only be Final Fantasy. Here's my pie-in-the-sky prediction.
Oh, well, they kind of did.
Here's my pie-in-the-sky prediction. Okay.
Now who's the one that's hyping themselves up too much?
No.
It's usually me, and now it's you. It's weird.
No, you're going to see where I put this bar, and it's awfully low. It's like, I'm not saying we're getting Bloodborne at 60 frames, okay?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
We're going to get a little mini, finally, teaser for Horizon Burning Shores.
Oh.
Just like,
I don't
here
think so.
is a minute. Just a gosh dang minute.
Nah.
Dude, it's a week, like, as of recording, it's a week away.
I will say there is probably more of a chance that we get a small, again, minute-long sneak peek at the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters more than the Horizon deal.
You know what? I think you're right. That's what's setting the bar so goddamn low.
And, like, I'm excited for it. I can't wait. But I think they set the expectations.
Yeah.
If there is a surprise, fantastic. But go and expect 20 minutes of 16 gameplay, and that's it.
Yeah. It's still, we're a week away from Horizon Forbidden Shores, and we see a drawing of a character that we'll talk to maybe eventually, and a trailer of a town that we'll visit.
And some flying around.
Yeah. Great. This is great. This is excellent.
I for one, like the secrecy a little bit.
You do? Okay.
I don't want to see the same... I want to be in the moment when I play and not be like, oh, I'm expecting this thing that I already saw.
All right.
You know?
Well, you know what? We'll talk about it a little later on the show.
Sure.
That said, it's time for just a little bit of housekeeping. Of course, the Trophy Room store is up. A link in the description to that. Get all your swag, all the cool shirts, all the cool redesigned logos, and all of it. Also, it's our 5th year anniversary of the show existing. Isn't that something?
Wild.
Yeah. Should have maybe started the show off like that, huh? Yeah.
Wild.
So, we're really bad at celebrating anniversaries on the show. Just in general. I barely know when my birthday is. I think it's in October. I think it's the 4th. But the funny thing about it is our anniversary is actually January 10th of
it's
us.
5 year of Twitter.
And this is just our 5th year anniversary on Twitter. But funny enough, our Game of the Year showcase was on the 11th. So that is our 5th anniversary show. Look at that. Who would have thought?
Sweet.
Who would have thought? Not me. And also, it's time for our Patreon pitch. Of course, Before we break down all the news, I want to thank all of our amazing producers over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. We say it each and every week. If we ever got you through a long car ride, a tough day at work, whatever your life situation is or may be, it really does help us out if you consider tossing a buck our way over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. It's the reason why we look so great, it sounds so good. It's because of your generosity over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. And let me tell you something, when I see the industry in as much turmoil as I've seen it in, Patreon really does help. So not just, us, if there's another group of folks or just folks you love and you want to support, the best way to do that is patreon.com/PS Trophy Rooms, because it seems like every other week we're seeing another batch of layoffs, whether it's in the PR front or media front, and it's always super disheartening. So everybody, support the ones you love if you can. Does mean a lot. That said, I want to thank our newest producer, Jay Shea, over at the Platinum tier. I want to thank our premium producers, Todd Burowitz and Toxic. Our Platinum members, Brad Presnell, Brent Gillian, Jedi Master Ren, Cowboy Danger D, Jonas Young, Jose Jimenez, The Green Gorilla Gamer, Chaotic Monkey, Millennial Falcon Gaming, Ryuko Kill 90, Sith Lord 92, Stephen Flesh, and Strubles and Bits, and of course, yet again, a name so nice, a patron so nice, had to name it twice. Jay Shea. Thank you so very much. I want to thank our gold members, Awesome Dave, Cypher Primus, Bertos Maximus, Baldrin, Dosh Simon the Pie Man, Daniel Welsh, DJ 89, Elo 2032, Jesse Garcia, JB the Purple Monkey, Hide Indoors, Nakajaka, Katie, was that Star Wars Celebration I was living vicariously through her? Kevin Mitchell, Kevin Diaz, Kevin Ainsworth, K Grim, Lamb Chop 93, Marcus O'Neill, Androsor, Astronaut Jr., not to be mistaken with the Astronaut Senior, Rick Arrington, Dewane Raksha, the Aztec King, Robbie Bobby Miller himself, Brenton Zachary, Brenty Blob, Bubble Boy N7, Captain Logan, Final Fan XZ, Hambone, JD Dillinger, M9 Prime, Stone Cold, E.T. Vodum Setso, Tino 6 Speed, M. Cly, H85, N. Johnson, Sean McKenzie, Matt Pew Pew Pew, The Red Arrow, Spammin' Bammin', and Insomnia. Thank you all so much. It's your patronage that keeps this show running, and we wouldn't be here without y'all. So with that, it's now time to square up the news. And while you square up the news, Kyle, I'm going to get hydrated because it's 85 at night,
I know. It got warm out of nowhere. I hate it.
It was 52 yesterday. I don't like it.
I hate it. Not enough snow this winter, if you ask me. I know. I'm the weird one. I like the snow. It's a bummer. First bit of news that needs to be squared up is Zarmina Khan over at PS Lifestyle, and Zarmina writes, PS4 exclusive Dreams ending live support and updates. Media Molecule's ambitious PS4 exclusive Dreams is being sunsetted this September, a little less than 4 years after the game's launch. A critically acclaimed content platform, Dreams released in February 2020, following a lengthy beta period in early access. Media Molecule has said that it now wants to focus on a new project. Players will still be able to play, create, and share their creations with other players after September 2023. However, there won't be any further updates or events like Dreamscom and Impy Awards. As announced last year, Dreams will also be undergoing server migration to ensure its stability. Unfortunately, this means the game will lose some of its features. So over on its website, Media Molecule has released a lengthy list of changes that will come with the server migration, including quests and trophies, social integration, and scoreboards. The good news for trophy hunters is that Media Molecule is modifying trophy requirements so that players are still able to unlock them post-migration. As far as its new project is concerned, Media Molecule has said that although it's excited about what's coming next, the studio isn't ready to divulge any details just yet.
What a damn bummer.
It's a shame.
Yeah. It was such a creative and really just, I think, bold idea and bold step for this company that was so, Little Big Planet was kind of built off this, not just awesome, already stellar platformer, but built really on this idea of, hey, you can make these levels. It was kind of like Mario Maker before Mario Maker. Mm-hmm. And this was kind of their broader answer of just like, hey, the audience really loved what we did with Little Big Planet. Let's just let them make all the games out of it. Mm-hmm. That said, M9 Prime writes in, goes, question for the show. Good day, gentlemen. Of course, you can send your questions, your comments, even some corrections over at our Discord server, link down below. Join the amazing community. M9 Prime asks, I was wondering if either one of you had any idea why Sony didn't release Dreams on PlayStation Plus at the Essential or Extra level, or why they didn't at least make a less expensive version that just lets you play creations. Dreams feels like a game that could have massively benefited from a larger player base, and the choices Sony has made in regards to this game confuses me. It almost feels like Sony didn't want to support this game. And, I mean, to even go broader to that, it's like, why didn't they put this game on PC? You know, why not try to get this game on PSVR 2, Kyle? Do you feel like Sony kind of abandoned this game from the jump? I want to know what your feelings are, because it feels like yet again another, not to say quote like live service game, but it is, right? It's a game that's supposed to be updated as months and years go by. It's seemingly bit the dust here in 2023. So I want to know your take. I want to know your thoughts. Why didn't PlayStation maybe make a bigger play for Dreams?
It's a great question.
Thank you. That's M9 for you, you know?
I don't know. And, like, obviously I see its potential and what it has done. To see the creations that have been made in Dreams blows my mind.
Dude, someone made Halo in Dreams.
Yeah, like straight up that I think I showed it to you. I felt like it was maybe a couple weeks ago of like that horror RE7-esque house thing completely made in Dreams, and it looked like a AAA blockbuster $1 million thing. It was incredible. So like the tech is there, obviously. People are making incredible things. And also on the other side of my thinking of like, this makes me sad, is Sony and PlayStation were definitely behind it for a very long time.
What do you mean?
Because we first saw it unveiled, I think, at the PS4
True.
Unveiling. Yeah. Like the first thing, like with the Move controllers, and they were playing with the puppets and showing it off. Like that was the first trailer of Dreams, and that was 2000. When did PS4 come out?
What, 2013?
07? Oh my God.
Whoa.
Whoa. Yeah, so like a decade ago, right? Yeah. So like for 7 years, they allowed Media Molecule to let it cook and to be what it was. So when it came out of beta, it was this incredible place for creativity to live, and playing some things in the creation mode when I would be at friends' houses, whatever, and they had it, and I would mess around with it a little bit. It's pretty incredible. I don't know why it's not on PS Plus or ever was on PS Plus.
Yeah.
I feel like that would have been a no-brainer.
Yeah. I mean, so the one question I think a lot of people had when Dreams came out, and we already kind of immediately saw it was struggling, was like, why not put this on PC? Like, why not put this on, PSVR 2? I remember when the PSVR 2 was about to launch just, 2 months ago, people were like, this would be a really great, like, Dreams would be a really great game to get on PSVR 2. Just similar to the way that they ported Gran Turismo 7 on PSVR 2, right? Kind of gave it a bit of a second wind. And the only thing that makes me think of like maybe the reason as to why they couldn't do that is porting a game is already a super costly and convoluted experience, right? Like it's not as simple as like copy paste, switch the MP3 to MP4 and you got your file, or switch your PS4 to PC and that's how it's made. So they're a costly endeavor, and they are something that is not just you could wave a magic wand to. So maybe the money wasn't there to say, okay, we did the math, we counted the beans. Even if we put this thing on PC, we don't know where this thing can realistically go, because I think when we take a look at games that are like Dreams, we think of games like Minecraft, but I really think we should start thinking of games like Roblox, right? These other creation tools that, like, Roblox is something that when I think about it, it's a kid's thing, but it's also
my nieces love it.
Yeah, but it's also like this ambiguous thing that you can make a game that looks like Call of Duty in it, right? Like that is what Dreams is going up against. And Roblox is this $1 billion+ thing that even Lego is intimidated by. So, like, to me, I take a look at what Dreams is up against, even in the PC market, and say, yeah, it's a tougher buy to say, let's port this over to PC and give it one last chance, when PlayStation already spent 7 years developing this thing and it didn't hit.
I will say that Roblox is it's that expensive because it is very predatory. It's real bad.
I can only assume.
Like they will charge a ton of money for in-game cosmetics, and it is for kids, and it's the worst business practice.
What's a cosmetic, you think?
Like just outfits for characters.
Oh, okay.
Like that you need Roblox bucks or whatever to do it. It sucks.
Yeah.
It's real bad.
I can't imagine being a parent nowadays. So thinking about what Dreams was up against, it sucks that it's dead. But it also is nice
quote unquote.
Quote unquote.
I mean, it's still around. You can still play creations. You can still create in it. It's just not going to get any fine tuning in the future. So, like, I think if you want to still hop in and play the creations and Dreams and try to create something for yourself, it's still going to be there for you.
Yeah.
It's just that if you expect things to be updated, and if creating lighting in your level isn't up to snuff, don't expect Media Molecule to make it better, I guess.
That said, it is nice, though, to see PlayStation give this team the 7 years to make this thing that we know of, right? Mm-hmm. And even it not getting off the ground, I would have been even more bummed if this was just like, hey, the end of Dreams live support and the end of Media Molecule.
Yeah,
like,
that would have
been devastating, because Media Molecule really makes some really awesomely weird stuff, and we just don't get to see that much in the AAA space. So that said, Strubles and Bits writes in. Go for it.
Like it or not, Media Molecule is a pillar of PlayStation.
Yeah, and I think it's the weird kid that is super artistic in the corner, you know.
Put respect on Sackboy.
Yeah.
Sackboy was PlayStation's mascot throughout PS3.
And it made PlayStation a ton of bucks.
At 1,000%. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and maybe that kind of gives them the liberty of going, okay, this creation thing wasn't it, but
yeah,
you have the opportunity to try it again. That said, Strubles and Bits writes in, hey, gents, hope all is well. With Media Molecule ending the live service support for Dreams this year, do you think we will see what they're working on for the next rumored PlayStation showcase? Kyle, what are they working on, bud?
Don't think we're going to see it. Yeah. I think it's too early. But I do think it's obviously going to be something where creation is a part of it, because that is part of Media Molecule's DNA. I do think, hear me out here, Joe.
Go for it.
This wasn't a Media Molecule game or an IP, but give me a Media Molecule Mod Nation Racers-esque kart game.
Ooh.
Where you can get super in-depth to create your own tracks.
Okay.
And then, the carts and whatever, and like have that individual creation that Media Molecule is known for, with the charm that Media Molecule is known for.
Yeah.
And get a really cool kart racer on PlayStation that isn't CTR, and it's not that new Disney Speedstorm kart thing, which I don't know if it's good or not yet. But like, I think a kart game by Media Molecule on PlayStation would do really, really well.
Knack 3.
Get out of here.
You make your own knack. No, okay, so a part of me thinks we're going to see Little Big Planet 4. That's what I think.
3 was Sumo Digital.
Sumo Digital, correct.
Who are now owned by
Tencent, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
That's a bummer. So I think we get a return to 4. Maybe it's just called Little Big Planet. And I think it's something safe for that team because they need a surefire hit. And I think Little Big Planet is a better IP for them to juggle because they get to, have the creation tools that are probably in Dreams maybe supplanted in here, while at the same exact time you get an IP that people know. And Sackboy's, Big Adventure was phenomenal, but it kind of flew under the radar as well. So I think by just kind of taking what works in Sackboy and then introducing something akin to creation tools, I think would really help that series out a great deal. And then Sony gets to throw the PlayStation Productions in on that and make a nice little kid show surrounding like Sackboy on Netflix. That's what I kind of think.
Correction, they were bought by Polish video game studio Pixel Ant Games.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Also, they co-developed Hogwarts Legacy and Suicide Squad.
Oh, look at that. Well, we'll cancel them later. So that said, bummer that, again, this didn't hit, but it's awesome to see that PlayStation is still backing, this dev team, and hopefully allows them to keep being weird. But I do think it's going to be, at the end of the day, they're going to be doing something that's relatively safe for them, but I think ultimately still weird and super creative that we know and love. I got to talk to that team back in PAX way back when they were pushing Dreams out. And man, they loved it. You could see that those are the most kind souls you can meet. They are all about that creative outlet. So
when I was at PSX the last year they had it, Dreams had a big floor space for it where you can just go chill out on beanbag and watch them create stuff.
Yeah.
And you are 1000% correct. Their love and enthusiasm for not the pre-made levels or whatever, it's just allowing players to create what they want to create is so infectious, that enthusiasm, that I hope they get to do, like you said, something that they love and has that same kind of core belief to that studio. Whatever next new IP they make next.
That said, Kyle, talking about playing it safe, I want to remaster this episode. No, I want to remaster, or maybe even remake the next segment. Take it away, sir.
Oh, are we going to be in 60 frames in an update in a few months?
Well, give it time. But the internet will be upset.
Okay. All right. We don't have as many teraflops.
No.
Michael McWhirter over at Polygon writes, rumored Persona 3 remake and Jet Set Radio reboot footage leaks. Footage of what appears to be a glossy remake of Atlus's Persona 3 and the next entry in Sega's Jet Set Radio series leaked over the weekend, further fueling rumors that Persona is the latest franchise to get a modern-day overhaul. The leak spread through Twitter, showing off what happens to be in-development footage of Persona 3, Sonic Frontiers, and a new Jet Set Radio that purportedly... That's a weird word to me. I know it's not. Purportedly? Whatever, dates back to 2021 and is said to have been shown at an internal Sega meeting. The Persona 3 footage is receiving a great deal of scrutiny.
Purportedly.
Yeah, reportedly is a word. I know that, but that is not that's not reportedly. That's purportedly. It's sure, whatever. It's what you know what I mean. Persona 3 footage is receiving a great deal of scrutiny, with fans understandably calling it either fake or fan made, possibly out of mental self-preservation. But the footage is possible evidence to support earlier rumors that, in addition to working on Persona 6, a remake of Persona 3 is in development. Gamatsu reported Sunday that it has heard, quote, a Persona 3 remake has been in development at Atlas for several years, end quote. Further supporting the validity of the footage is never-before-seen video of Sega's reported reboot of Jet Set Radio in action. That footage, showing Jet Set Radio protagonist Beat dancing on the streets of Shibuya, or possibly Tokyoto, surrounded by graffiti cop cars, matches previously shown artwork for a project that was revealed through a survey supposedly published by Sega.
Ooh, honestly, Kyle, I want to know what you're more excited for out of these two. The screenshots for Jet Set Radio have me pretty pumped. And as a kid, I always wanted Jet Set Radio, but I never had a Dreamcast. So that was just out of sight, out of mind, which I was the only kid that ever really wanted a Dreamcast, by the way. In my whole school, I knew one kid that owned a Dreamcast, and I was so jealous of him. Anthony, if you're there and you're listening, if you still have that Dreamcast, I want it, bud. That said, dude, Jet Set Radio, that's awesome, right? Out of these two here, what are you most excited to see get remade?
I have zero history with either.
Okay.
Obviously I know Persona's huge. I played Persona 4 Golden a little bit. Obviously 5, one day I will get back and actually finish it.
Sure.
So that makes me more excited because I'm more of a turn-based RPG person.
Sure.
I know Jet Set Radio is huge. I know it's very influential to a lot of our friends who play games. I'm all for this stuff, taking an old game and modernizing it. I think it's cool. And I think if this, specifically the Persona 3 remake has been in development for several years, that could be the, fill the slot of the remake trailer in a PlayStation showcase.
Okay.
In a few months or so.
Look at us, both with the Barcelonan accent.
I bit the tip of my tongue during sleep time last night, and it's throwing me off.
Same. I mean, look at us. You know? That said, me burning my mouth and Kyle fighting himself during his sleep aside.
Yeah.
To me, I'm less excited for Persona 3 remake because it's just
I knew that,
and it's because of the reasons why you said it. I'm like, it's a turn-based game. I don't know, for some reason for me, I'm like, it's already there. Like, what are we gonna really make? Like how are we gonna change the systems that dramatically that isn't gonna take away from the magic that is Persona 3? You know, because from what I understand, Persona 3 really starts what we think of Persona. So for me,
it was a PS2 game.
Yeah.
So for a remake for me would just visually update it and make it look like P5.
I mean, even then saying that, it's like, Joe, come on, you dumb idiot. You know, Final Fantasy VII remake is a thing that exists.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That being said, though, Persona 3 right now remastered is on PS5 or PS4 at this very point in time. It is, I think, on sale. Do you think I should buy this, or should I wait for the Final Fantasy Pixel remaster?
You don't like.
But maybe this is the one. I'm really trying to get into it, Kyle.
You don't like it. You're not. You're gonna put an hour tops and be like, nah, I'm done. I'm done. God,
he knows me too well. All right, fair enough. That's it. To get deeper into this, again, I'm super excited for Jet Set Reboot because I'm all in. Even just taking a look at Hi-Fi Rush, I think there is definitely a market of something that is just visually drenched in color.
Yes.
And I think Jet Set is going to maybe fill that void that we don't have here on the PlayStation side when it comes to Hi-Fi Rush, you know? Sure. That said,
at least until Sunset Overdrive comes out on PlayStation.
God bless. Yeah, God bless. I mean, speaking of, Kyle, I wanted to talk to you about remakes, about what is the the secret sauce in remaking a game? For example, I played Resident Evil 4 Remake. It is my current game of the year. It is going to be one of my favorite games of all time at the end of the year when we're doing our, top games of 2023. It's amazing. But it's also changed so much of what we see in terms of Resident Evil. Like, it feels like Resident Evil 4 from way back when, but when you actually try to play Resident Evil 4 from way back when, you're like, oh wow, no, the controls are all off. This doesn't feel nearly as good as, Remake. But at the same exact time when we were playing Remake, it's like, this feels just as good as the classic. So I want to know, Kyle, what is there a game that you want to see remade, and what is in that secret sauce when it comes to remaking a game to keep the magic that is that game while making the smart changes to it? Take it away, sir.
Sure. So I'm sure you and everyone is like expect me to come out with Resistance, right? Or
yes,
or Star Ocean Second Story.
Absolutely.
Both. Yes, I would love remakes of both. 1000%, just so I can get them again and play them on a easier way, in an easier way. But my answer goes to another thing that I really want remade that I hope Blue Point is doing, but I know they're not.
Okay.
Is Legend of Dragoon. Playing that PS1 classic in the past month or so has brought that love of that game back in the forefront of my mind. And if they can do what 7 Remake did combat-wise,
okay,
with that world and those characters and the Dragoons, I think would be incredibly special. It is a PS1 RPG, so expect PS1 era visuals if you go to play this classic. But if it were to get that facelift of a 7 remake of this really cool Dragoon armor and these really awesome settings and, just the world just looking as pretty as can be, in addition to keeping that really cool turn-based combat that I really love, where you actively have to, if you are attacking, you have to time the buttons to get extra hits or do more damage. So like, if that was a 7 Remake-esque combat where it is free flowing and similar to what I think we'll see from 16 in tomorrow's State of Play, if that were to be in Legend of Dragoon, I think that game would do gangbusters. I truly do. I think people will sing that game's praises way more if it was updated in a remake form, and that'd be another hit, another a great PlayStation legacy IP that's brought back from the dead. I think that is something PlayStation does really well, and like, that is a forgotten classic. That is a first-party RPG made by Sony.
Yeah,
it's a rare thing, and it needs to be celebrated a bit more.
Yeah, I think, when we take a look at like the PS1 era, I said this on Cast Co-op, so I may be repeating myself just a bit, but I think when it comes to like the PS1, N64, Saturn, Jaguar, just out of respect, those games don't hold up as well if they're not like turn-based, right? Sure. Like anything that it has 3D movement, like try to play 8-bit Escape on the classic, or the premium PlayStation Plus. That was really hard. Like, as much as I enjoyed myself, don't get me wrong.
A siphon filter?
Yeah. For me, I think going back to the drawing board's usually for the best. Like, taking a look at Final Fantasy VII Remake, there is so much that game had to deliver via just matching up to their audience's imagination of what Cloud actually looks like or sounds like, right? Like, and they did it. And so when you're remaking something, you have to take the essence of that thing's soul and then transmute it over to whatever you're making now. So I think anything out of the PlayStation 1 generation is really it's really theirs for the taking. Like Metal Gear is coming.
Sure.
I mean, all rumors and speculation have pointed to it. Konami is, still at rest in peace. They're gonna go to E3's parking lot and go like, "Where is everybody? Where did everybody go? I don't get it." But like, they're getting back into the space. So we know
really quickly.
Go for it.
I want to watch that Konami E3 press conference again with you.
God, I can't. I can't put myself through it. But I think the PS1 era is ripe for remakes because
1000%.
if you can just make it, hey, you're right. Siphon Filter is like a no-brainer to me. It's like, sure, it's a cheesy action stealth game, but if you modernize it, put some modern day writers on that task, put the control schemes of what we would think a Siphon Filter or even a Splinter Cell would feel like just translating what does Siphon Filter really mean and put it into the modern day. That would be super rad. That would be really awesome. A game that shoots out to me though, Kyle, is far more recent, and I'm gonna get far more shit for it.
Oh boy! All right, let me guess.
Go for it.
Let's do a quick 20 questions.
Go. Okay? All right.
Yeah. Was it released in the last 5 years?
No.
Okay. Was it released on PS4?
No.
Oh, PS3.
Yes.
Okay. Is it a action game?
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
Does it have Souls mechanics?
No, it does not.
Ooh,
I know. I'm really
is it a
here.
PlayStation exclusive?
Nope.
It is not. Okay.
Not.
Made by Capcom.
Nope. Oh, you're gonna just do publishers?
I'm running out of on-the-spot questions here.
All right, I'm gonna give you 4 more tries.
Yeah. Is it a game we have talked on this show about in fondness of?
Yeah, I mean, I have.
Okay.
You got 3 more. You got 3 more, bud.
Is the main weapon a sword?
Nope.
It is not.
It's not.
It's gotta be a gun.
Pew pew bang bang bang.
PS3. Joe, please don't.
Bang.
If you're gonna say mag, I'm gonna yell at you.
No. And I'm counting that one.
Yeah. Is it a squad-based shooter?
No.
I was gonna say SOCOM.
Ooh, but
I thought you were going SOCOM. Okay, then I don't know what is it.
Red Dead Redemption.
Man,
if you just give me the Red Dead Redemption just world.
2 engine, but the first game.
The first game, I mean, the combat's practically the same. You really don't need to. Red Dead Redemption 1 is honestly one of the greatest games ever made. So just port that thing over to 5 so I can plat it, and that'd be great.
Sure.
It's already it's got up-res on Xbox, so just up-res it on PlayStation, please, for the love of God. Sure. But I think those dreams got squashed when 2 didn't sell as well. It still sold gangbusters, but to 2K's liking, which really bums me out because Red Dead 1 is one of my favorite games of all time. But 2 games that come out at me are Star Wars games. So I want Shadows of the Empire ASAP. Okay. Shadows of the Empire, Kyle, would be... It's a third-person shooter. It was on N64, and it's phenomenal. And it also had some space battles as well. That, if you gave it an Uncharted treatment, and I get it, Jedi Survivor has those elements, but if you gave it that third person cover-based vibe, oh my God, that would be... The glow-up would be real. You start off in Hoth, for God's sakes. You get into a goddamn snowspeeder. You tangle up an AT-AT. You couldn't ask for anything more. So that, because it's one of my favorite games of all time. And I want a round of applause when I say this. Star Wars Rogue Squadron. Give it to me.
Sure.
I don't ask for much. Give it.
Thought you were going to go bounty hunter. Honestly.
No, God, no. No, we killed that one. We put that in the fire. All right, Kyle. We got a new segment, and it's honestly, we're needing help here. And the new segment's called P.S. We Need Your Help. Take it away, Kyle.
Zarmina Khan is back from PS Lifestyle to write, PS Store may have stopped spamming players with receipts from freebies. Those who often claim free games from PS Plus or freebies from the PS Store will be all too familiar with the, quote, thank you for your purchase receipts that Sony emails out for each piece of content claimed. It never really made sense, but it looks like the practice may have ceased, at least partially. Players surprised by no PS Store receipts for March 2023's PS Plus Essential lineup. I'm pretty used to seeing my inbox, or I guess, quote, I'm pretty used to seeing my inbox get filled up with receipts when redeeming free content from the PS Store. So it's pretty noticeable when I didn't receive a single email when claiming March 2023's PS Plus Essential lineup. I didn't make much of it, but it looks like I wasn't the only one. Over on Reddit, multiple threads have cropped up with the players both relieved and worried about the lack of email receipts. On one hand, are relieved players who were pretty fed up with 40 plus emails just for claiming Sackboy: A Big Adventure's free DLC. On the other hand, are players who are concerned that they will now have no quote-unquote proof of having redeemed free content should Sony ever pull it in the future. We can't be sure that Sony has stopped generating receipts for free PS Store content, though. It might just have been a glitch impacting the current PS Plus Essential lineup.
Okay. So, Kyle, hear me out.
Yeah.
I have not gotten a thank you receipt for Meet Your Maker, which I played, and I played 15 minutes of it. Kind of gave me the heebie-jeebies, and I was kind of done with it.
Oh, okay.
It didn't give me a receipt when I downloaded Legend Dragoon. I haven't started it. But I want to. Didn't give me a receipt for Syphon Filter 2. Haven't started it, but I want to. Sensing a theme. But it did give me a receipt for Resident Evil 4 Remakes Mercenaries free DLC.
Huh.
So, P.S., we need your help here. Okay? Have you gotten your receipt for claiming a PlayStation Plus game? Or have you gotten a receipt from the PlayStation Extra / Premium games? What have you gotten receipts for when it comes to free stuff? Okay? Let us know, because I don't know about you, Kyle, but I hate those emails. I hate them so much.
With a passion.
Not because it only makes me feel like, oh, God, I may have spent something I shouldn't have. Right?
No, it's, oh, God, somebody hacked my PlayStation account and is buying things.
For me, it's just like, guys, how antiquated is this? Like, This is something I'd give you a pass for back in the PS3 and maybe during the beginning of the PS4 generation of like, yeah, you know, the internet, it's wild, but like, you've matured. This shouldn't be a thing. This is a silly redundancy that is just hogging up my emails. You know, I'm cranky, I'm old, and I get a lot of spam. There's so many singles in my area and they want to meet.
So many,
and I get there, it's not the MILF.
So many African princes that want to give me their inheritance.
Exactly.
It's just like, I have so much money coming in. I need those emails.
I'm giving my security information out to everybody. You know?
Yeah.
It's 232.
Take my money.
Yeah. But have you gotten any of this yet?
Oh, I've gotten plenty of thanks for your purchase emails.
But like this month, have you thought of it?
Have not claimed this month's games yet. Okay. So I don't know.
Okay.
However, I think it's great if we don't get these emails. I think the people who are worrying about PlayStation or having to have proof, why? It's in your download history.
Yeah.
Like it's
there.
It's yours.
It's yours.
They can't reach into your system and take it from you if you own it, you know?
That has been the news of the week, and now it's time for some flash news. Gotta run fast. Gotta go fast. Oh my God. There's so much news. And Kyle, guess what? Whew, press the brakes. We also have some breaking news. As of recording, we got some updated news on, Kyle, guess what? Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? Horizon Burning Shores. We finally got the trailer, the combat trailer of Horizon Burning Shores. It took them over, 4 months, but we finally know way more about this game. Yeah, we got him. So, Kyle, the trailer that we saw was less than a minute long. We're fighting two robot raptors in the middle of a volcano.
Yeah. Which, come on, Burning Shores, you should have pieced two together.
Yeah, I mean, I am a big giant idiot. Because I was like, oh, wow. Like, the first thing that I saw that impressed me so much was when she's sliding, you're just seeing, like, the dirt and the ash kick up from the volcano itself. Like, as she's sliding on through. Like, the game looks, of course, as always, gorgeous. But to see the introduction of the lava and the red really has a nice contrast to, and the dark gray, to what is more of a tropical jungle theme. So I like how that's clashing. And then on top of that, we saw a new mechanic, Kyle. You're able to, once you get these things roped down, you're actually able to whack them with your spear, and it enables like a quick little QTE where you do a critical damage to the Robo Dino, and you just jump off, giving you enough range to go back to your bow and arrow. I love it. It looked awesome.
Horizon's special, y'all. Yeah. And I'm excited we're getting more.
Yeah. That's all you got? That's all you got for me?
That's all I got. Like, I'm so excited to play that game. Frozen Wilds, I think, is some of my favorite Horizon stuff. Mm-hmm. So I'm very excited to see this PS5 only, which I know is a bummer for everyone on PS4 who played Horizon.
Deal with it.
Joe said
it,
not
that's
me.
Right. Oh, kidding.
Yeah, I mean, it looks gorgeous. Yeah. Next week is too far away, if you ask me. Yeah. It's going to be a good time.
It's going to be a good time. How long do you think this DLC is? Keep in mind, it's a $20 hair DLC.
It is. And Frozen Wilds, I think, was also a $20 thing, and that was like 7.5 hours.
Okay.
Complete at like 100% everything in that, I think, was close to 18 or so.
Ooh-wee.
So I can expect the same kind of scale for this. I want to say 6 to 8. Okay. Roughly. I don't think it's going to be a short cash grab kind of thing.
I think it's going to be short, but not a cash grab. I think this is like a 2-3 hour experience. And I think for DLC, that's like $20. That's a nice meaty chunk of like fun with Aloy in this new area. Right. So yeah, I like to see what I saw so far. I like a lot. Should have got that a minute ago, but it also already proves me wrong from the beginning of this show, thinking it was going to be in the Final Fantasy showcase. Nope. We finally got it. No. Thank you, Twitter. You did something good for once. That's it, Kyle. You did it. Yeah. Next bit of breaking news. Breaking. It's finally happened. The Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has been delayed. This quote comes from RockSteady itself. And now I want to preface this. I literally copied and pasted from the image itself, like on my iPhone. Yep. So this may be a little bit of gibberish. So it's apologies in advance. But RockSteady is quoted as to say in their tweet, "We have made the tough but necessary decision to take the time needed to work on getting the game to be the best quality experience for players. Thank you for our amazing community for their continued support, patience, and understanding. There is so much more to share in the months ahead, and we look forward to seeing you in Metropolis next year." Now, in addition to this...
And then I think the date is February 4th?
February 2nd.
Or 2nd? Yeah. 2nd, yeah.
That said, Jason Schreier comes out. He says, on the Suicide Squad, he has 3 notes. 9 months is not enough time to completely change the nature of the game. 2, the team was told that the delay was for polish and not related to the February gameplay showcase. 3, lots of factors can affect release timing, like the console makers.
Sure.
So Kyle, what is your take on this delay? How are you feeling about it? Are you crushed? Are you happy the team's getting the time they need? Are you maybe even a little disappointed that this may not be the overhaul that maybe social media wanted it to be?
I could care less what social media wanted it to be.
Oh, damn. Okay.
I'm fine with it. Okay. Listen, I won't say the quote, but like It's fine. It's good. It's like I take your time, Rocksteady. Give the team time. I want this game to be the best possible version of itself that it can be. And if this 9-month delay is what you need to do to make that happen, by all means,
Yeah.
I will be there day one still in February next year. I think I forgot if it was part of the documentary or Neil saying it on a show, but like Last of Us 1 came together within the last like 8 months to a year of that development, where it was a really crappy game, and then the last whatever it really came together to what we all know and love. So if Rocksteady needed the 9 months to make this a game on the same quality of the Arkham series, do it. I'm here for it. Take your time. I love Rocksteady. Take your time. I will be there day one. So.
Yeah, I think it's the core elements of this being a live service game don't change. I think you primarily using weapons like guns and pew, 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 like sniper rifles.
Oh yeah,
and
that's
stuff,
not changing.
That's not gonna change. I think the way you fight enemies and engage with them, that's the thing that's going to change. So like the helicopter with the tumors on it, I think that probably goes away, right? So I think polish and slight changes, but overall, this is the game that they're making.
Yeah.
And, for me, I gotta say, I'm in the minority. I thought the game looked fun. It wasn't going to be my game of the year, but it looked like a game that I was going to sink some time into. And I was in the minority. And it seems like, though they say it's not for the February gameplay showcase, I think we can all say, sure, management. You know when management says one thing, but they absolutely mean the other? That's what I get the sense of.
Fair.
So, yeah. Let's see. I'm here. I'm giving them not the benefit of the doubt, but my full support. Go make the game that you want to make.
And like, it's not shocking, right? Because like we were a little bit, almost a month away from when it was supposed to come out.
Yes, sir.
And 0 pre-order links.
Yeah.
So like, it's not shocking that they delayed it to next year, because we got that state of play thing, and then like nothing. Most state of plays, a pre-order link would have happened immediately. There's nothing, and you best damn believe there's going to be a collector's edition for this. So, excuse me.
Don't die on me.
So like
Kyle.
the fact that they're what?
Don't die on me.
I won't die on you. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, I'm not shocked because there's no pre-order link, and they really, I think, wanted to just make sure that all bases were covered. I think by the time that state of play happened and the announcement today, they were trying to figure out how long of a delay to give it.
Yeah. And I think maybe even when to announce it and go, and maybe PlayStation's like, hey, listen, we got this state of play that we're doing. You could do it the same day. And it kind of, silences whatever criticism because Final Fantasy's here. So like, that's probably also what it means. And when Jason Schreier says, lots of factors affecting releasing is like the console makers is they have a partnership with PlayStation and they want to see through that they're not going to,
step on
any toes of any non-release game or announced game, or maybe that's when, theoretically like Wolverine's supposed to come out, right? Like,
well, like FF7 Rebirth, right?
Exactly.
Like potentially then.
Yeah. So again, take the time you need. Awesome that it seems like you're taking it on the chin and making sure that you get the game right. So, yeah, awesome. Hey, Kyle, a new game trailer just got revealed. Immortals of Avium, the reveal trailer. This comes from Oreo 64. This game is an EA original. It's dropping on July 20th for the PS5, Series X and S, and PC. And to kind of paint a picture, Wario puts a single-player magic FPS from the creators of Dead Space and Call of Duty, so the ex-Sledgehammer founders. A 25-hour story with branching paths, gear upgrades, Metroidvania elements, and varieties of spells to master. They say it's like, to paint the picture in your mind, it's Call of Duty without the guns and you put magic wielding. It's kind of like Call of Duty action and set pieces meets Ghostwire combat, where it's all about you just doing Doctor Strange magic with your hands. I I saw this, Kyle, and I implore everybody to take a gander at it. This looks like it's going to be a really fun time.
Oh, absolutely. And if I'm not mistaken,
Tell me.
we saw a CG trailer during Game Awards.
Yeah, it was more like a title
for
screen.
this.
Yeah, and that's where things
Yeah,
started.
and it was. I remember laughing because they said it was a AAA indie game or something like that.
Triple I.
I was like, oh, AAA or something like it. Yeah. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
Sign me up for more single player focused first person shooter games.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't think they've come out and said that there's no multiplayer, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But
I think no, they say single player FPS. So I would say there's no.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I'm so down.
Yeah.
I'm so down. This is giving me obviously BioShock is up there. It's giving me a PS3 classic Singularity.
Yep.
Some really fun times. Is it going to set the world on fire? Probably not. Yeah. But it's going to look amazing, and it's probably going to be a good damn time. So yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, same. Like for me, looking at it, it reminds me of like the AA games of like PS3 and Xbox 360 era, and I mean that with all the love and endearment. Like this list looks like, hey, here's a cool idea. We're not here to be overly serious. We're not here to be game of the year. We're just here to have fun.
And I'm going to contradict myself later in the episode because of timey-wimey things. Add this to a game I'm looking forward to for the rest of the year.
All right. Yeah.
This is another put it on Kyle's pile of games I'm looking forward to play. This is awesome.
Hey, Kyle, have you heard of the rapper known of the Little Wayne? You know?
I do know of the Little Wayne, yes.
Well, he is about to bring some big announcements to Street Fighter 6 Showcase that is going to be revealed on April 20th, 2023. You heard me right. Street Fighter 6.
420, blaze it.
Street Fighter 6 is premiering on 420, and the host of this live stream is Little Wayne. Kyle, my one question before we move on to this, because we're not fighter fans or anything. Where were you when you heard Lollipop?
Oh, I don't know, but shout out to... Okay, hold on. I got to find the band.
Okay.
Shout out to the Lollipop Rock cover.
Oh, okay.
By Framing Hanley.
Okay.
One of my favorites, and I routinely listen to that version all the time still.
Fair enough.
Lollipop's pretty great. As crude as it is, it's pretty great.
I was in high school junior year woodshop class, and my world was changed forever. Such was the world itself on that day. All right, Kyle. That said, here's the next bit of Flash news. Doom Eternal and Wolfenstein lead PlayStation Plus games coming in April as Spider-Man leaves. Ooh-wee. Here's everything that will be available on PlayStation Plus Extra members for the one tier above the PS Plus Essential. Kena, Bridge of Spirits, Doom Eternal, Riders Republic, Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, Slay the Spire, Monster Boy, The Cursed Kingdom, The Evil Within, Wolfenstein The Old Blood, Bass Hunter Fishing, Paradise Killer, Sackboy A Big Adventure, Dishonored Definitive Edition, and for the classic games, Doom 1, Doom 2, Doom 64, and Doom 3. But Kyle, that said, there are 32 games leaving the service, most notable Spider-Man on PS4, which Lurian writes in via Twitter, just like you can too. They say it's a phenomenal month. Kena is a standout. Doom and Premium sounds dope. Great month overall. However, let's read the small print. Spider-Man is leaving PlayStation Plus Extra. What the hell? A first-party game? I mean, they never said first-party titles were there forever, so technically it's fair, but this is weird. Kyle, first off, out of the games that we have, what are the 2 or 3 standouts that you'd like to give shout-outs to that people should try out?
Kena, for sure.
Yep.
Wolfenstein 2 is one of the best shooters ever made.
Oh, really? Okay.
I love Wolfenstein 2.
I might actually play it.
Well, I realize why you haven't.
Yep.
But,
If I could skip that scene, Kyle,
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
I will.
Get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
no spoilers for the game itself, but go on. DoTheyKillTheDog.com. So Kyle, what's
And
your
like third one, honestly, it's tough to decide between Sackboy and Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
So I'll give you 4.
Okay. Honestly, another stellar month. Awesome to see Bethesda there. Xbox owned. A lot of those games are Bethesda games. Kena obviously is a standout. Ember Labs, man, come on, let's put a ring on it already. Doom Eternal.
It, PlayStation.
No, please. Doom Eternal is just, to me, one of the best shooters of all time, and like Wolfenstein 2 is also a phenomenal game from what I hear. So yeah, those are my 3. But
speaking of which,
yeah, tell me.
Joe, we need to do some work on Doom Eternal.
Okay, why?
I only have the multiplayer trophies left for the platinum.
Oh, okay, I'll get you there.
I think we need to fix that problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just popped in my brain. It was like, wait a second, I have everything but the
multiplayer stuff.
Yeah. So
no, absolutely. I got the platinum, so I'll help you out, brother. No worries.
Oh, sweet.
But no Spider-Man. Spider-Man's leaving, Kyle. Please.
Hot take. Yeah. Not a big deal.
What do you mean?
I don't think it's a big deal. I think they're making room to have the remastered version be either part of the PS Plus availability for extra members or whatever, or it coming to PS Plus before Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
I think just a way to update it,
sure.
as the remastered being is the way to play the original game. I think it's stellar.
Yeah.
So I think them taking that off is just making way for them to make remastered no longer be tied to the Miles Deluxe Edition or whatever it is.
That could be it, but I would go a step further. First, this news does suck, right? Because Spider-Man is a stellar game. It is a first-party title, and it is weird. Let's just address it. It is weird that it's leaving. But I would say 2 things. First, they have done this before. When it was PlayStation Now and they were testing the waters, I remember them putting in God of War and Grand Theft Auto and some other game. I forget the third game. But those were the 2 big titles, and they were only there from like October to the 1st of January, right? Just to see how this service would pan out if they put their first-party games in there. And guess what? People showed up to the service. So yeah, they've done it before in the past. It doesn't make it not weird, but I would also argue that this could be a licensing thing because they don't own the game license to Spider-Man. They only own the movie rights. So this is probably something that they're talking to Marvel about. It very much could be, hey, let's just bring Spider-Man Remastered in here and drop the PS4 version. But to me, it could be something where it's a quantum break situation and they got to renew some licenses around and you just dot some I's and cross some T's and get it in there. But to me, it is a weird omission for sure. And last but not leastly, Last of Us Part 1 patch for PS5 will now include the HBO cosmetics as well as other improvements. So it means you're going to see Ellie in a Mortal Kombat 2 tee and the Wire tee, which is nice. Cool little stuff.
And
there.
Some cool updates to the game where the doctor is no longer immune to flamethrowers after you shoot him.
Yeah.
Fun little things like that. This patch and update or whatever is only for PS5 version. Mm-hmm. I know they are also released a
PC
patch for the PC version, but they're continuously working on updating that, which they know they need to, which is totally fine.
Awesome. Now, Kyle, that's been the flash news / breaking news. It's time for our Final Fantasy 16 State of Play reaction. Kyle, we saw 25 minutes of Final Fantasy 16.
Sure did.
Ooh-wee. Whole 25 minutes of, if I can be frank with you, stuff we already saw. It seems, right?
Oh!
Things we already knew about this game. Just seeing it in maybe more context, but really in more depth. like for me, what I wanted to see in here, like we talked about a little bit, was like I want to see what the day-to-day of playing this game is going to be like. Here is akin to like the Ghost of Tsushima or Last of Us state of plays of like, here's how a level is going to play out. No, this is not it. They did a step-by-step of, this is the combat, these are the menus, this is what the hub world looks like, here are the icon fights, and we need to bash you over the head that this thing is not a turn-based game, for the most part. I'm not a huge Final Fantasy fan, Kyle. I've been very excited for this game.
Yeah.
I want to ask you a question here, because you've been the most apprehensive. If there has been one word to describe what you saw in these 25 minutes, what is that one word? I know. Great thinker.
I am a great thinker. Thank you. Aristotle.
Yep. Socrates.
Kyle
Stevenson.
Plato. Kyle Stevenson. Now I want a shirt or something of me in like the thinker pose
as Atlas.
Me statuified. Yeah. What is the one word? I'm hyped.
Yeah.
I like there was like you saying I'm apprehensive of like bits and pieces. Like I was always going to be a day one.
Yeah.
I love that we're going back to the medieval fantasy setting. I think the moment-to-moment combat stuff is really, really cool.
Yeah.
Very flashy.
Yeah.
The icon fight thing is where I need to play.
You're still stuck on it. I'm need to experience it.
It's a little too on rails for my liking.
Okay.
Not that there's anything bad by it. I mean, they look like amazing set pieces, and I love a good set piece. It just doesn't scream Final Fantasy to me.
Okay. The icon fights.
Which I know is, the icon fight. Which I know is stupid and dumb, but that's just literally, it's a weird roadblock.
Yeah.
I don't know why it is.
No,
but everything else
fine.
Looks great. Yeah. I think my apprehension of only controlling Clive and not having being direct control of the party members, I think that went away a little bit just because of how cool and flashy switching the move sets are. Mm-hmm. And like switching between party members, I think will take away from the fluidity and fun fastness of the combat that they have in here. And I'm so glad that there isn't, I know there wasn't going to be, and this is a joke. I'm so glad there isn't a letter grade popping up as you would, as you do combos and whatnot, because I would have been very upset.
Yeah. The one word that I would use for what we just saw was spectacle. Like,
oh yeah,
this, we were watching with everybody in the Twitch chat, which thank you everybody for showing up. Y'all are amazing.
Absolutely.
We had, again, it's once again like no notice. Just doing our best out here. Seeing everybody show up was awesome. But I said it midway through, I'm like, this is a Joe game. Like the reasons why I love games like, like my Elden Rings, like my Bloodborns, that quick pace, the dodge, the parries, I get them here, and there's just so much spectacle to it. Like when I saw there was a fight scene that takes place where there's this awesome like teleport that he does where Clive does that. It's kind of like Back to the Future, where when the car goes to the future, like you just see a little flame out of his like on the floor.
Yeah.
But then it freezes the enemy, and then Clive just goes and teleports right back into him as the thing tries to dodge him to get like a critical hit in. I was like, damn, that's awesome. Seeing a little bit of a little bit of Devil May Cry, because this is the combat director of Devil May Cry making this game, having the ability to juggle enemies in the air as well. It was nice to see. And without the stress that I find with Devil May Cry of having the letter grade there, that I'm like, my eyes are somewhat fixed to, instead of just showing me critical hits, it kind of lessens the load or the stress for me of having to execute on combat perfectly, because that's where my little like gaming anxiety is, was nice. So they really, over the 25 minutes of gameplay that they showed, they really highlighted this is not turn-based. Now, there's like a story mode and a combat mode that you can choose from. You could wear little like rings that'll make it so that it freezes combat for you, which is a nice little accessibility option. But
well, it would automatically dodge.
Oh, automatically dodge. But it does not convince anybody that was sold that Final Fantasy's DNA is turn-based away from that ideology.
But to be fair, Final Fantasy hasn't been turn-based for a very long time now.
Right. It's been, though, from what I understand, it's kind of been like this weird kind of hybrid approach, right? Like, I'm thinking of Final Fantasy VII Remake, because, again, I'm not a huge Final Fantasy fan, where it was like this weird kind of combo of it. But what Final Fantasy has always had, and correct me if I'm wrong, other than the online version, is switching party members, which you don't have here.
Oh, well, like, the up to... I want to say 13.
Yeah.
Is I want to say the last one where you had to input actual different party members and have to like make sure their loadout is perfect and gels with everything else. 15 it's
a blur.
Very
forgettable.
It's a blur. I never finish it fully, but I know you really only play it as Noctis.
Right. That was the keen focus.
I think.
Yeah. But like in Final Fantasy VII, when I was switching to those characters, I never felt like I was those characters. Like I always just wanted to go back to Cloud. So I like how they kind of streamlined it. So I think a lot of what I saw here is going to get a lot of newcomers or people that like Final Fantasy VII Remake are new to the franchise or fresh to the franchise in the door. And I think they're being a little bit too apprehensive of the fans that are gung-ho on it having to be turn-based. But I like that they understand that there may be apprehension and they're really trying to convince you guys that, no, this is going to be the real deal, you know?
Yeah.
This is what Final Fantasy is going forward, or at least for this game. That said, though, I want to touch on the open world, which is more the hub-based variety that we get. I always felt like one of the problems with Final Fantasy VII Remake was, these were hub worlds, but it felt more like, here's some corridors. So I saw larger landscapes here. I saw a lot of chocobo riding. Hopefully, it's more hub world akin to like an Ocarina of Time, where it's like, here's this little hub world. Yes, there's some corridors here, but it's much more vast and convincing that this is a real place.
To be fair, FF7 Remake was only in Midgar.
Okay. And because it's a hustling and bustling city, you think?
Yeah, and it's way bigger than in Remake than what it was in the base game.
Fair.
I think the open world looks better.
Okay.
There's still some sections. It was very brief. Yeah. They didn't show a lot of it. Where it's very vast, and I don't know how populated it is. Mm-hmm. Is that just the background, and you are kind of like on a hallway-ish or smaller parts of that world, which I'm totally fine with. Mm-hmm. I don't care.
Yeah, honest to goodness, the environments look incredible.
Absolutely gorgeous.
You were stuck on like that cavern. I was stuck on
that cavern.
The lake and the lush forest. And then there was one part,
the big hole in the middle, like a big crater, and it looked like waterfalls going off the side.
Like each environment has a lot of personality to it. There's one area where it felt like I was saying in the live chat, it's like it felt like Elden Ring when you go into the Eternal City. Like it's just this dark blue, but it looks like the cosmos around you. Like really, really beautiful stuff. So for me, I like what I've seen so far on the open world. The menus, you're the menu guy, Kyle. There seems like there's a lot of menus.
I know that was a jokey thing that people were laughing at me about saying, but like seeing a menu in this kind of presentation is exciting to me because it's real. The game is out soon. It's playable in some ways. It's not a vertical slice. I mean, sure, it might be, but like those menus are things that that's how I'm going to be interacting with the game most of the time.
Sure.
and like seeing what the tabs are going to be, and having gear and icons together, which I think is very interesting, and abilities on their own tab or whatever. It's just like it's the meat and potatoes of what we're playing. So seeing it, them hopping in once in a while is awesome. It's like one of my favorite Easy Allies moments is when Brandon Jones, when the Horizon was shown off, and they hopped in and they showed the open world. There's like, yeah, get in there. Get in there. Let me see what's going on. It's like that kind of stuff excites me because that's what we're going to be interacting with.
Yeah. For me, there's a lot of cool little Easter eggs if you're a Final Fantasy fan, even a novice like me. I won't spoil anything for anybody in there, but it was nice. I don't think the menus are overwhelming when I said that there's a lot of menus either. There's just a lot of things that Clive is able to do. The abilities that we saw, again, one moment you got like this ice dash, the next moment you have like an Iron Man chest beam, the next minute you got like a Red Dead Redemption Deadeye like move. There's just so much, and that's the thing that has me so excited for this game is how we're going to be able to use Clive the way that we want to, create the Clive that we want to. My Clive hopefully is going to feel totally different that your Clive's going to feel. That's what has me totally in. Last but not least, go for it.
If you watch the state of play, you'll notice in the combat section, something that I picked up on is in the top left, it said L2, and it looked like the icons, meaning the summons in this game. They're called icons, in case you weren't aware. It looked like there was 3 of them, and when you press L2, it switches on the fly between what element you're using and what kind of abilities you have. So, like, that fire attack into the Iron Man like repulsor beam thing, I think happened because they switched between icons. Yeah. So it went from Ifrit to, I don't know, for example, like Shiva or Rama or Titan, or like that is where his abilities lie, and that is why the icons and gear are tied together in the menus, because they are what's giving Clive all the power.
Yeah. Last but not least, and I know you touched on it, so I won't come back to you on this, but the icon fights for me, I liked some of the on-rail nature. Like when they said, 1 minute it's going to be like a third-person shooter, it definitely like felt like something like a Star Fox 64 type of situation with one of the icon fights. And then the next icon fight, it's like this big brawler that we are like duking it out, fisticuffs. Like that, to me, someone in the chat said it perfectly. The set pieces of these icon fights are going to make Nathan Drake blush.
Yeah.
I loved that. And just to see, I'm just like, I'm looking at this one fight where I'm seeing a monstrosity take on an even larger monstrosity. And I'm just like, how much money did this take? Is what I was thinking.
Exactly.
Because, wow, these set pieces are really damn huge. So, yeah. Those are our thoughts.
I can't wait to watch it in 4K, honestly.
Absolutely. I will go back, watch it in 4K. They say they even have more announcements, and I would say don't.
Unless the announcement is we can play a demo.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
Honestly, this is already one of my favorite or most anticipated games this year. I told you, I think walking out of this could be one of my favorite games this year. It screams this is your type of game. So... yeah, I'm all in.
Yeah.
That said, Kyle, it is time to get back to the regular show, so let's get on out of here. Ooh, wow, we saw chocobos, people shooting lightning out of their hands, swords, shields, the whole nine. This is the most Final Fantasy's ever gonna get.
Whoo-wee!
Ooh-wee. It's back to us when we don't know anything about Final Fantasy.
I got nothing.
Yeah. I hope future us liked it. Well, now it's future, but now past us, right?
I hope it gets me more excited than I have been.
All right, there you go. I'm thrilled. I'm super pumped for it. It's weird. All right, there you go. Watch. We came back and it's like, I'm like so whatever, and you're over the moon about it. That'd be nuts.
That would be great.
Hey, Kyle, are you holding on to something, by the way?
I am.
Prepare the drop. Here are the latest steals and deals coming to the PlayStation storefront. Chronicles of Albin. The Magic Covenant convention on PS5. April 11th, The Process of Elimination on PS4. Sherlock Holmes: The Awakened on PS5, PS4. On April 13th, Cannon Dancer, Osamin on PS5, PS4.
I'm sorry.
Osam.
Cannon Dancer?
Osam. Yeah, Cannon Dancer. Through it's after Cannon Dancer. Yeah, something like that. April 14th. I get it. Here's the ticket to the cookout. Sorry, guys. April 14th. 8 Doors. Aram's Afterlife Adventure on PS5, PS4. De-Exit Eternal Matters on PS5, PS4. Farm Slider on PS5,
What
PS4.
is Farm Slider?
You're farming sliders, dude.
Oh, is it a sliding puzzle game?
Oh, boy.
It is 1000% a sliding tile puzzle game.
Hell yeah. Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection on PS4. And Ultra Pixel Survive on PS5. Ooh-wee. Look at all those games coming out.
Ooh-wee.
All right, Kyle, it's time for our favorite segment and the last segment of the night. It's time for the Sony Pony Express. Now, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeehaw!
There you go. You know what? I butchered it because I was about to say I got a huge sinus headache. This 85 degrees is a new change, and that means pollen's out, which means Joseph's sinuses are in a constant battle.
Yeah.
So because I'm battling this headache, we're going to take one question at a time. You're going to read one, I'm going to read one. So would you like to go first?
Of course.
Okay, go for it.
Yuna writes in, hey there, guys. Hope you both are doing well. Joe, you've given me too much power in the new photo mode room in the Discord that I would like to apologize for all the smoking photos I share in there. And Kyle, congrats on the MLB The Show Top 10 Achievers. Which leads me into my question for this week. PSN has sent out a pager saying that all the trophy data you have collected has been wiped from all servers, and to get it back, you have to plat one of the hardest games on your list. Which game are you picking, and do you go for it, or do you start over fresh with a clean slate?
Ooh, that's a good question.
What is my hardest platinum?
Yeah. Which game are you picking up and going for? No, actually, this is an easy question.
I know what it...
You go first.
I know what the hardest platinum would be, and I don't know if I want to do that again.
What was it?
It's Fall Guys.
Oh, you're right.
To do the 5 in a row, I don't know if I want to put myself through it.
Everyone, I'm a simple man. Hardest platinum is Sekiro. Shadows Die Twice. I would 100%.
You do that in a heartbeat.
I'd do that in a heartbeat. I would throw my controller across. I would break 3 controllers doing the Owl boss fight again, the Owl Father boss fight again. But I would do it. That said, if I could go back to wipe the slate clean so I could do it again, Kyle, look at me. Everybody. Scream it into your radios. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Bloodborne.
Elden Ring.
No. I knew it was one of the two.
Honestly, I mean, Bloodborne, yeah, but like Elden Ring, I was even thinking about, I'm like, should I go back to it? Should I just go back to it? Kyle, go for it. Yeah. Yes, Kyle from the trophy room, raise their hand.
Yuna's saying, though, and this might trigger some people or make people mad, a hard platinum.
Okay.
Elden Ring necessarily isn't a hard platinum to get.
True.
There's, I think, 1 or 2 bosses that are
for
hair
me.
pulling.
For me.
Yeah, for you, I don't think it's hard.
Yeah. There's only one person hard when playing it, let me tell you.
Oh, boy.
This guy. I'm sorry. What's wrong with me today, Kyle? What's wrong with me? No, yeah, then it would definitely be Sekiro.
I often ask myself that all the time.
Fair. It would then be Sekiro. Sekiro is hard as hell, so I think that would be it.
Now, if we get to choose, which platinum we can go for.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I have 3 ultra rare platinums on PSN profiles.
Oh, top him.
Fall Guys is the rarest one, 2.58%. That 5 in a row trophy is insane. Mm-hmm. But the other 2 are other MLB The Show trophies.
Oh, really?
MLB 14.
Okay.
And MLB 17.
Okay.
14 was the Vita version, and that one was very difficult.
Oh, really? Okay.
You had to score, it was called Fence Posts was the trophy.
Mm-hmm.
You had to score a single run in every inning of a full 9-inning game, and you can't mess with it at all. So like once you score a run, you either have to bunt until you get 3 outs, and pray that there isn't an error and there's another score. That trophy alone took me like 8 hours because I kept accidentally hitting a home run, or when somebody was on base, or an error would lead to a run score.
Yeah.
I would probably go with one of the MLB The Show ones.
Okay.
To redo it. Or like Bloodborne was difficult for me. I'd probably go back and do it again.
I'll take it.
Or, you know what? No. Last of Us remaster.
Oh, that's true.
Put all that time into factions again.
Yeah.
I think I would do that.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go. Maximum Carnage writes in. Slangin' Joe and Banger Man Kyle. Oh, that's why you wanted to read it first. You're real son of
No,
man.
you're the one that wanted to switch off.
All right, I believe you. I have a fun scenario for you both. So picture this. You find yourself in the endgame moment, staring down Thanos and his army. All seems lost, and when suddenly portals open up behind you, out comes your army. Your army consists of 2 of the main character from each game you have earned a platinum in. If you've platinumed multiple games in the series, then you'll earn additional characters in that series. Lastly, you will take the form of the custom character you've made in any video game. Thanos has the Power Stone, but the rest of the stones are scattered over the battlefield. On a scale of 1 to 10, rate each other's army and chances of success. 1 being pretty and 10 being Thanos is gonna get I like Maximum Carnage went from maximum cursing. I dig it. Which characters are gonna be your aces in this battle to save the video game universe? Hope you have fun and be creative with this one. Cheers and beers, Max. Okay. I'm saying we got 4 characters of games we've platinumed. Okay.
I mean, in sheer volumes,
yeah,
my army would trounce yours in a second.
100%. But like, you have 314 trophies, right? Plats.
312, I think. Plats.
First off, they're all Radalika games, so like
they are not all Radalika games.
You're getting like out of the portal. You're getting like
I haven't gotten one of those in a long time.
Out of there. You're getting like a crude drawing where one arm's bigger than the other. It's going, Mr. Hobble Wobble. Like that's your arm.
No.
And what I'm saying is like first character I'm getting is Millennia.
No. Main character.
She is one of the main characters.
She is not. Your created character.
The Scarlet Rot, Kyle.
No. The main character of Elden Ring is not Millennia. It's not. I will, however, say though.
Okay. Since
you platinumed it twice, I will allow you to choose Millennia as the additional character from the game.
Thank you for letting me choose, Kyle. Thank you.
You're welcome. You can't twist the rules to fit your narrative, Bill O'Reilly. Get out of here with that bullcrap.
Okay. All right. I would have chosen Tucker out of that one, but fair.
I know. Bill O'Reilly just came. I don't know where. It was fine.
Right out of 20.
I know. It was a dated reference. I get it.
All right. So, okay. I get Millennia, right?
Sure.
I'm allowed. I get Millennia. Blade of Mikola, who never has lost ever. So right there, it's stacked for me. What's your character? What's your little Radalika game that you're shuffling out, coming out of your portal?
None. If I'm only allowed to choose 4,
sure.
I'm not choosing any of them.
Okay. It seems like those platinums were really, really that important then. Continue.
Remember how I started the show acting like I was angry at you? I'm increasingly getting more and more angry with you.
I'll allow it.
You dick. I mean, I'll say it before you do. I'll say my hunter from Bloodborne.
Fair. That's a good pick. Pick. So then I'm bringing out Kratos So right now, my army is stacked. I got a general, and I got Millennia. It was also a general, by the way.
Sure.
Both very capable fighters.
But again, we're not fighting each other. We're going against Thanos.
We're going against Thanos. We're putting our differences aside. I'm Iron Man because I'm cooler. You're Captain America. We're shaking hands. He's so upset, you guys. So what's the second character? What's your other character you get out of here? I really tested his gosh patience.
Man, who do I go with next? In a battle against Thanos. Oh my goodness gracious!
I know this is difficult.
You know what? I'm going with.
Talk to me.
Oh my god, this is really hard. I'm going to go with I'm going to go off the wall here.
Okay.
I'm going Jesse Faden from Control.
Oh.
That service weapon, those powers.
Okay.
I think she could be a good complementary fighter on the battlefield.
I like it. I'm choosing Aloy so that I can have the moment of like, she's got help. And then everybody will be like really nitpicky about it. Oh, really? This scene? Though it was really cool.
It was really cool.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
So I got my 3 fighters right there. What's your next
one?
The last one's got to be big.
Well, I have 2 left.
Oh, you got 2 left. Give me your final 2.
No, I'm gonna follow the same order.
Fair enough.
Sir.
Sorry.
Why are you trying to change the rules?
I don't know. I don't know. The Clarikins really getting to me.
I'm going Ellie.
Ellie. Okay. Cool. Not gonna judge that. You're gonna bring, you're gonna bring a child to a war zone.
A child?
She's a child. Is she not in a war zone?
Is the Last of Us world not already a war zone that she knows how to survive?
Thanos. One of those characters, I'm not gonna say who, can't even defeat a golf club, and they're gonna go against Thanos?
You think Ellie and Aloy are in the same level in this battle?
Are you kidding me? Aloy could makeshift a bow and arrow from scrap from one of those dumb idiots on the ground, and she could just.
Ellie can make a nail bomb with the same scrap.
But there's no duct tape. This is an army you're talking about.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
There's no duct tape, right? Is there not?
Oh, it's been a good 5 years, everybody.
Last but not leastly here, because I'm staring at him right here, right now, I'm bringing Spider-Man himself. Are you kidding me? I'm bringing Peter Parker in there. Because guess what? In a matchup against Thanos, he's already fought Thanos. Remember? He was in a team called the Avengers. Not a rock band. The real deal. He was in a band too.
Okay.
So that's my team.
I mean... Solid pick. I'm debating on Nate.
Okay.
Just because he's Star-Lord essentially.
Sure.
In this battle, but I'm going Cloud.
All right, this is good.
Cloud has fought some big evil baddies, and I think he's gonna take it to Thanos for sure.
Okay, so my army is Millennia, Kratos, Aloy. Who else did I pick? Spider-Man? Right?
Yes.
Spider-Man. Oh, wait. Do I get one more?
No, you get 4.
Oh, 4. Right. So there you go.
Because of your arbitrary number.
And you're right. And you got a child. A dude that's going to die a lot. I'm talking about the Bloodborne Hunter. Cloud, and then someone else.
Put some respect on Jesse Faden's name.
Right, Jesse Faden. Which, that is, again, she's at least got a gun. And she can transform
does Ellie.
Yeah, but like her gun transforms. Let's just say someone's getting in close. Shotgun. Oh, someone's really far away. Sniper rifle. And she's really good. And then she has the force. She's picking up all this junk with the force, and then she's just going wham, bam. All right.
Moving on.
And also with Jesse Faden, she's got to be in a creepy house. So, like, is her power even going to be useful here? Or who knows?
Bertos Maximus writes in, Question for the Sony Pony Express. Hey guys. So I've been looking at what my next platinum hunt is going to be and would love your input.
Okay.
So the question is, what would you recommend for me to platinum after I'm done with Tsushima? Hope you guys are well, and thank you as always for absolutely smashing it.
Ooh wee.
What would the next one
What
be?
would be the next? Bertos.
It's hard to say because I don't know what you've already played.
Yeah. So I would say this, Bertos, tell us what you're into. Like, is it, I'm guessing through here it's like open world, right? It's something that is third person based. You got action in there. So like, I'm thinking Ghost of Tsushima. I think one game, because I'm in the Star Wars spirit and because we're so close, I would say do Jedi Fallen Order.
It's a good pick.
It's so damn good, right? So I would say do that. Get yourself ready for Survivor. It's a really great story, and it's really fun, and it doesn't deviate far from, let's just say, a Ghost would in terms of combat, a bit, but not too crazy.
It's not a bad pick, but I'm also, at least for me, I'm worried about doing similar games too much one after the other.
Fair.
So, trying to think of something that would completely be like a 180.
Okay.
You know what? It's a hard one, but it's super cool, and one where I almost picked a character for the battle we just did.
Okay. Tell me.
Go give Hades a shot. If you haven't platted Hades, I go for it.
I'm actually getting upset at you. You chose the child over a Greek god. Are you kidding me? Hades, you're picking up different weapons? He would go to town. You kidding me? On Thanos?
Sure.
And you chose Ellie. All right. I'm not going to get upset.
Aloy's also a child.
Yeah, I get it, but she's really good. She's really good with a bow.
So is Ellie.
She could. Okay, she doesn't need duct tape to take apart.
Forget the other questions. This is the whole thing right here. What do you mean? Aloy needs twine to make her arrows. It's the same thing. But
she's always got the twine.
It actually takes longer
she's
with the twine.
She's always got the twine.
Ellie probably has some duct tape with her.
First off, Aloy is coming prepared. She's got different arrows.
Aloy's going to be distracted by every bit of shrubbery and twig out on that battlefield. She's going to go pick it up and say something every single time.
She's got so much stuff in her satchel, Kyle.
I'm going to send it to my stash.
Stash. There you go. She's got so much stuff in there. She's come prepared.
No.
You got. She could shoot the armor off the big flying worms. Because she's got an arrow for that. Oh, the guy that reads minds? Boom, shock arrow. Lobotomy. Okay. Oh, Thanos, you big dumb dummy. I've laid a whole bunch of traps. We're going to home alone your ass. She is so ready for the fight. What's Aloy got? A few funny quips?
So is Ellie.
The shiv's going to break on this man's skin.
Well, good thing I have 3.
Stone Cold E.T. writes in, "Hey, gents, I finally got around to playing Jedi Fallen Order. A big hell yeah to PlayStation Plus and absolutely loved the game. I had no idea it was a Metroid, Prince of Persia, and Sekiro fused together and set in the Star Wars universe. I already pre-ordered Jedi Survivor. What are you most excited about with Survivor? Personally, I am pumped for the fast travel and whooping more Imperial ass."
Yeah, this one was for you. He specifically said, "Hey, Joe.
Oh, okay.
I want to hear your thoughts because you're the Star Wars fan."
Yeah, I am. Right. I'm interested to see the areas they go to. I want to see what some of them are about. I do want to preface, this is something that EA has come out and said, because they needed to clear up the air. Social media got it wrong. So this isn't a spoiler. This is more clarification. We're going to view Coruscant, but I want to know in what context are we viewing it. So like the one thing that I would like to see is I would like to visit the Jedi Temple in some type of... if we're using the power of the PlayStation 5, like we're seeing it burnt to the ground, and then as we're, looking at the holocrons, we're, transported back to like when, I don't know, Cal was a child, or just like in that room, and we're seeing it like where people are bustling, and you're seeing young little Jedis train and whatnot and reading books, like that type of stuff. That's what I would like to see. In terms of like, I just want more Jedi, Jedi in this game. The one thing that does concern me is like there's now like you got a blaster on you. He keeps that thing on him. I don't like that. I hope I don't ever have to use the blaster, because to me that's not the Jedi way whatsoever. If I was playing The Mandalorian, sure, but if I'm playing a Jedi, I actually never want to touch that. So I hope that's not like a parry mechanic akin to like a Bloodborne. Because I just want to use a lightsaber. So, other than what I want to see in terms of like places, I just want to see the set pieces. Because the last trailer, man, I threw a dude into a TIE fighter. That was the coolest thing to me. I'm like, and sold. I was already sold, but this is more of it. So, yeah, that's all I want to see. I love
just want a better
so
map.
Much. Yeah, better map, better HUD.
That's all I want, really.
Yeah. God, so good. Ooh, so good. All right.
Spammin' Bammin'.
Last question as well. Yeah.
What are your thoughts and or feelings on leaks in general? Do they add a layer of hype, or do they take away from the genuine surprise factor? For example, if there was a leak confirming a Bloodborne remake, what would be your immediate reaction?
Man, there's been leaks on Bloodborne remake, and it's not here. Gets me a little bummed. I think you're seeing the industry become more and more secretive, and I think we're seeing more and more leakers being scared to leak. We talk a little bit about this here and there. I'm beginning not to like them because I think it's ruining the news cycle of video games in general. It seems like it really is. It's ruining the cycle for news, and it's ruining the attention that gamers have to go view articles. So I actually think they do. I think in my mind more harm than good. And I'm thinking about like Nintendo, of them setting the precedent where I think we're going to see more companies begin to be more litigious. Look at that. That word's coming back. In terms of like, we're going to find the leaker and we're going to sue the crap out of them.
Which I love. I've always been,
shoot. Okay.
I mean, like, I've always been on team hate leaks.
Mm-hmm.
I hate them with a passion, because I genuinely want that surprise of being like, oh crap, this is a thing. Like, I want that Wolverine moment that we've had on the showcase.
Yeah.
All the time when something new is coming out. Like, and I also think of like when a leak happens, it ruins everyone who's worked on that hard work, and to like, it takes away a moment out of their joy of unveiling something for the first time.
Yeah.
It should never have, it shouldn't be up to somebody who is not a part of that team to be the one to talk about something that you didn't put an ounce of work into. Yeah. It should be the people behind it who get to unveil it and showcase it on their terms, not somebody else because it's part of their quote unquote job.
Okay. I'm half and half with you there. Yeah, for the team's perspective, it's like, yeah, we want to be the ones announcing it on their terms. I think that's a really strong argument to have. I think when it comes to me, the audience member, it doesn't really matter. If I know, like, oh, we're going to possibly get a Wolverine reveal, like, that's cool and all, but I need to see the reveal. For example, I got spoiled on Twitter for a very popular show that's happening right now, and I was just like, well, why even bother? Now I know what this big major thing's happening, right? Then why start it? Because this big major thing's happening. But then I watched the first episode of season 1 of this awesome, cool show because my best friend wanted to watch it. And I was just like, oh, this show's really, really good. This show's got some layers to it. Now I know it's going to happen in 3 to 4 seasons from now. But I'm still on board because I like the acting, I like the performances, and I want to see how we get there.
But that's more spoiler than leak.
But isn't like a leak that kind of the same thing?
A spoiler is it. No, not like the show's happening.
Sure.
Right? A leak is unveiling something brand new.
Okay.
I think that's how I differentiate between the two.
No, I think that's a fair way to. I still view it more of a spoiler-ish. That's how I kind of connect the two in my
head. They're very closely tied.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get it.
I think I'm viewing them more on the leak basis of it's ruining the cycle of news, and I think it's making us too reliant as well. And it sucks because if you're not covering it, you're essentially, as a creator and as a a website owner or whatever have you, you're going for what's tracking, and if you're not covering it, you're not getting clicks at the end of the day. And if you want your outlet to grow, if you want your show to grow, you want people to see your stuff. So it's really hard to kind of balance it out. How we do it here is, particularly if it's a really strong leak or rumor, we'll cover it. But if it's like something
like the P3 remake and Jet Set Radio,
but if it's something really loosey goosey, we don't. Like there has to be multiple sources that we can reference. It's also like akin to like the Activision Blizzard stuff. If it's a slow news week, if we absolutely have to, if something major happens, yes. But other than that, we're not going to talk about how like Sony has hurt feelings this week.
I think us covering it or other people covering it, I get it. It's a necessary evil.
Yeah.
But like my opposition to it comes at the person starting it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Starting the leaks, leaking the information first and foremost. Yeah. That is where I'm like, why? Because you're in my heart of hearts, those people are so badly, all they want is clout. Mm-hmm. And that's why they do it.
Some of them,
I'm not talking about like the journalists who put in the research or whatever and do. I'm talking about like the one-off, like the kid who unveiled the GTA 6 whatever, right?
Yes. Yeah.
That like those type of people who leak things just to leak things make me so angry.
And I think when it comes to hardware, like anything goes. Because
hardware, yeah.
I think that's actually the least exciting thing. I think it's 1,000%. More exciting to talk about the possibilities of said hardware than the hardware its actual self. But like when it comes to games, I think that's a lot of heart and soul there,
Absolutely. Yep.
Well, Kyle, that has been the Trophy Room this week. Is there anything you want to spotlight before we get on out of here?
Like I briefly mentioned before, I might be on the lookout for another PlayStation podcast to join.
Oh, wow. We're going back to this. Okay.
Apparently, I'm being hated on for a lot of my choices here tonight, and I don't feel appreciated. Yeah. So follow me on Twitter and everywhere at Mr. K-Step. If you like indie. I am going to go cry.
I just thought of that meme. I love it. Love you, dude.
I love you too, Joe. And 61indie.com, SIXONEINDIE, IndieCast, where we listen to podcast services, where we talk all about indie games. Yeah.
And you can find me over at Mr. Badbit, where sometimes I have some things to say over there on Twitter. You can find you can find the Trophy Room over at PS Trophy Room on Twitter as well. Make sure you're following us there. And also make sure you're joining our Discord server. We're seeing so many new faces pop in.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Make sure you're throwing questions at us. We ask for them each and every Wednesday. Even if the show needs to get delayed because of a state of play like today, we still ask them each and every Wednesday. So hop on in, throw your questions in there every Wednesday. And we also, shout out to M9 Prime, who gave me this suggestion literally a week plus ago. Because I was taking a little hiatus away from the computer. I didn't see it. But they're like, hey, let's add a photo mode gallery in the Discord server, which a brilliant idea. So all shout out to M9. And everybody's been showing their screenshots, and it's giving me...
It's awesome.
It's giving me life. It's so cool. I love cloud sides with Spooderman. So yeah. Oh my God, Greg with the Batgirl one, Cyberpunk.
Yeah,
there's just so
those are really
oh my God,
good.
the Kino one's fire, dude.
Shout out to. I'm glad photo modes are a thing.
Right.
God, they're awesome.
Yeah, this is so good, and everybody's really enthusiastic about this. And I think what I want to do, and hopefully y'all help me remember, is when we do, like, you know how PlayStation does like a gallery, like here's the photo mode of the month, gallery. Ooh. We should do that as well. Share it, shout people out on Twitter.
I have a fantastic idea.
Should we save this for a post?
I will talk to you afterwards.
Okay, fair enough.
Yes.
All right.
Man, these Ratchet screenshots from Peter are
amazing.
Incredible.
Incredible.
Wow. Okay.
That said, with all that out of the way, everybody, make sure if you like what you heard, you rate us 5 stars on whatever podcast platform you belong to, whether that's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, and hit like, share, subscribe on YouTube on the video version of the show as well. So, with all that said and with all that out of the way, everybody, keep you what's about you, keep hunting, and keep playing PlayStation. Hit my mic.
Bye.
Sorry, microphone. Bye-bye.
I love you.